Friends, welcome back to day number 8 of this day's 9 days to Reconnect with Alejandro. Today, the last episode I talked about, we're going to do an experiment. So here's a little experiment you might like to try. So take a piece of paper, draw yourself as a little stick figure in the middle of the paper, and then just put around you like all the personalities you have a close connection with. It may be your wife or husband, like a few friends, parents, and other contacts, such as a doctor or lawyer. It could even be someone who's no longer around and yet still in your mind, or something that just creates some influence in you. Then just notice the position each one is in, whether bigger or smaller, above or below you. Just experiment with this little game, It will give you quite an insight into what's going on in your life. Having done that, put God on the map. Where would God appear? Maybe you speak to God once a week on Sunday, maybe twice a year at Christmas and Easter, or maybe just at those difficult times when there's no one else, or maybe not at all. For me, I really know that I need God, that I really cannot survive without that reliable source of help. It really supports me and it really influences my life and my heart and my soul. I pretty much recognize my need to bring God into the very center of my life. And at that point, it is when God is in this position that I enjoy His company and check with Him before I speak or act. And a really major change just takes place in my life on the basis of this relationship. After really knowing, or at least beginning to get to know, first myself and secondly God, the third step of spirituality is the understanding of the spiritual law of cause and effect. This is very much connected with knowledge of the self and the question of responsibility. To put it very simple, I am responsible for what is happening in my inner world, and I'm also responsible for what is happening in my external world. And guess what? I have come to understand that this is the only way it can be. It cannot be God who is responsible, and it cannot be anyone else. Even though truly to accept that responsibility in my life brings a challenge at every single moment. When I put the responsibility, whether for my inner self or external affairs, out there somewhere, then when all is going well, I feel fine. And the world is fine, of course. But when my contentment is from the result from the outside world that is ever changing and over which I have little, if any, control, I can also become happy. But when my contentment is the result from the outside world that is, it's ever changing and over which I have little, if any, control, I can also easily become happy, and then I just say it is because of this. It is because of that, or it is because of you that you're unhappy. But in Rahat Yoga, it is pretty much inaccurate to say that it's because of another person that I'm unhappy. I'm pretty much responsible for my own feelings, emotions, and even for my personality. I'm fully responsible for the situation in which I find myself. This owning of full responsibility is not a sense of burden, that is actually, a sense of liberation. It means simply that, I'm not dependent on anything external or controlled by it. It pretty much means that I'm not dependent on you bringing me like flowers, making me a cup of tea, or even give me respect to make me happy. Rather, I know who I am and I'm happy. It means that I know in which direction my future is going. You know why? Because I'm creating my own future. You are creating your own future. My future is within me. I have the responsibility, but I also have the right. We love to think about our rights, right? But rights and responsibilities are two sides of the same coin. So it is spirituality which really teaches me to see my responsibility and what really causes I am setting in motion by my thoughts, words, and actions. I pretty much just have to fulfill my responsibilities, and the rights will automatically follow because they are the fact. This may not happen immediately, but it is unavoidable. The law of cause and effect, action and reaction. The law of karma is an integral part of spirituality. It gives us a basis on which to make right choices and create a beautiful future for ourselves and for the world around us. So spirituality is the main goal here. I hope you guys like this day number 8 in 9 days to reconnect. Thank you very much for all of you that have listened to me into my platforms. You can follow me on my Instagram account, alejoentrepreneur. You can just go to my website, www.alejoentrepreneur.com. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.